Hello, happy Sunday, February 2nd, Groundhog's Day. I have no idea if the groundhog found the shadow. I don't know how long it's going to be for winter. Just, I know that it was on the news this morning and I just didn't follow up. So, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Lena, Timeless New York City. Let's get down to it, okay? So, the title. I have a question. I have several questions regarding Marvel. Because if you catch my video from yesterday, I am a general audience type of person for Marvel. I did not follow any of the comics other than, I didn't follow the comics, but I did follow the movies, X-Men. I kind of like that kind of, comic book kind of thing where, people who are disenfranchised or, become powerful. So I did like that. And I'm a DC fan. I'm not a fanatic fan. I don't follow the comics, but I kind of can understand a little bit of the flow, right? So now I'm coming to you for Marvel because I have a few statements and issues and questions. One, I did watch I'm going to say first 3 phases. Now, I want to preface this by saying that forgive me if I don't have the names right, if I don't have the timelines right, if I say something that may not be 100% correct. This is unscripted, okay? Whatever happens, whatever I remember, I say it. I'm not editing this at all, other than maybe putting a couple of pictures in there. So, and I'm coming to you from the general audience because this is pretty much how the general audience is reacting. I'm not talking about the fans. I'm not talking about the super fans. I'm talking about people who dip their toe into this kind of, genre, which is the only genre that is out there at this moment, and they kind of go and watch it with either someone they know that watches these type of movies to help them to understand the flow, or they go as a group and none of them understand what's happening, but they enjoy the movies and they're not looking to find out, oh, this doesn't make sense because this doesn't really happen. Why did they change it? No, I'm talking about people who just go and we're going to watch a movie. The problem is that of my group of friends, I am the only one that actually watches any of this type of genre, okay? They don't watch it. They don't understand why I watch it. They go with me sometimes to watch some of these movies and they're like, okay, that's nice, but they don't follow through. They don't continue to watch it like I do, right? Now, it doesn't fall short on me that I may need a new group of friends, okay? Like, comment, subscribe, be my friend, because I'm gonna need help. I'm alone in this world when it comes to this kind of thing. My friends went and saw, and these are my girlfriends, we had a girls' night out and we went to see Civil War, and literally the two of them that accompanied me to the movie only watched it because they thought Thor was gonna be in the movie, and they were extremely upset when he wasn't in the movie. And for most of the movie they were asking me, what's happening, what's going on, I don't understand. Chris Evans, cute, great. Didn't really understand the effect of Bucky killing Iron Man's family. They kind of watched it, but I'm telling you half the time, when is Thor coming, when is Thor coming, when is Thor coming? I'm like, oh my god, stop. Okay, so I'm coming to you from that perspective. So there are going to be things that I may forget or not remember correctly. I am not too sure, because after the last phase, which was the Infinity War or Endgame, I'm not sure if it's phase 3 or phase 4. I believe that was the end of phase 3, and now, I'm going to get into phase 4, and God help us, whatever's coming next. So after that, I started with the Disney, what is it, WandaVision. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I like her. She's cool. Didn't exactly know her lore per se. I knew she is the Scarlet Witch, but I didn't realize to what extent that meant. So I went into that movie, that TV show, which is really a movie if you really think about it, because of the amount of hours, 6 episodes, 6 hours, right? Okay. It's cute. I do like the chemistry between her and Vision. I was kind of disappointed at the end, though I know that she had to transition into the Scarlet Witch, which transitioned into the multiverse of madness with Doctor Strange, and she became more evil or crazy I don't want to say evil. She's a little crazy. A little crazy. Can we agree with that? Okay. So I said, okay, this is a good start to start off the streaming with this type of version. I was looking more for what happened after the blip, right? So I went into Loki. I love Tom Hiddleston. I think he did a great job as Loki. I was very excited to see his show, and I was very happy that he got his own show. Great. It was cute. I was pissed off of the fact that somewhere in either the first episode, but definitely in season 1, we find out that the Infinity Stones that the whole first 3 phases was about were just a bunch of paper rocks to what this show is about, which is, I believe, the TBA, the time something bandits. I'm going to call them time bandits. Sorry if it's not the right thing. Sorry. Okay? So I tried to follow its history to the very last episode where we have the last actor, he who shall not be named, I'm going to say, which is also known as Kang, who literally we cannot name because he's not coming back. Not only are they not recasting him, from what I understand, they're not even sticking to that storyline, that whole Loki thing. Okay. So I stuck it out for Loki. Kind of like got a little confused because I didn't understand why the stones became paper rocks and how the TBA and the multiverse and the man who should not be named is, branching things off, and, they have to like get deviants who are following the timeline thingy, Mahuzi. Okay. It was okay. I was like, okay, I can focus on this. Got it. Then I believe the next one was, I'm not sure if it was Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I don't know, because I only watched 2 episodes of it, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. It could be in between there, the Clint Barton show happened, who I still believe should have been the one that was killed, not Black Widow. Sorry. I just don't believe that Black Widow should have. Believe me, I don't even want either one of them to die. Could have been anybody else. But, they did what they did. They killed off Black Widow. And now he has his own show. And now he has a protege. I don't know, Kate something, that's going to take over his arrowing job. I didn't follow it through because I got bored somewhere. I do remember watching the episode where the Daredevil guy came in, Fisk, which, okay, I'm assuming he's alive because he's coming back to Daredevil, because he was shot by some woman. I don't know who she is. Echo, I want to say. And literally, I'm pulling this out of my head. So if it's not right, sorry. Okay? Great. So you kind of lost me with the Clint Barton one. I legitimately did not watch any of the other shows. Like, again, I don't remember if Captain America came before or after. I just watched 2 episodes and I was like, I'm bored. I'm done. Got it. I know there's some ghost in there, another show about a ghost, but I don't know. Oh my God, Secret Invasion. Oh. Okay, I correct me. I did watch Secret Invasion because I like Samuel L. Jackson, and I stayed with it 2 episodes, and then I heard through the infinite algorithm of YouTube when people are upset about something how horrible that show ended and what they did to the character of Samuel L. Jackson, right? And now there's some woman running around who's the most powerful, I don't know what she is, the most powerful something of the entire universe because she's gotten everybody's powers. I don't know where they're going with that. I do not want to know where they're going with that. And I don't understand how this is all going to fit into the new phase, which is now Robert Downey Jr. as Doomsday. Don't know who the hell Doomsday was. I did not watch Fantastic Fours, all 19 versions of it. I didn't like it. So much so that I didn't realize that Chris Evans was in the Fantastic Four as, I want to say, Flame Boy? Silver Surfer? One of those 2. I know he's Flame Boy. I know he flames up. Flame on. Great. Got it. glad that he got out of that and he went into, Captain America. I think he did a great job doing that. I liked him. I don't know if he's coming back. I honestly don't know. Okay. So now I have a couple of questions because I need to understand, because unfortunately, and maybe fortunately for some, this genre of superheroes is not going anywhere. I want you to get it out of your Deadpool head that it's not going to stop. Okay? Now, did you like that reference? Subscribe. I'm here all week. So listen, here's why I feel that it's not going to die. Marvel is going full speed ahead into this whole retraction of Kang into Doomsday, or some Planet of the Apes or Wars or something. Okay, got it. Marvel is sitting back waiting for DC's Superman, James Gunn, to launch his universe. And at best, if it fails, do you honestly think that this genre is going to die? No, it's not. Right? Here's what I think is going to happen. Now, if it does happen, I'm going to go run out and buy a lottery ticket. Whether it's 5 years from now or 10 years from now, I could predict this. Okay. So, neither studio is actually looking at this as if they are swimming in shark-infested waters where the big sharks, which is the fans, are ready to pounce on them and eat them alive, while the general audience are the smaller sharks that are just feeding off whatever is left over. Okay? Because if you don't get the fans to like it, you're sure the hell is not going to get the general audience to go. I don't know if they understand this, but I'm telling you this is what's going on. Okay? Because I can't drag any of my friends back to any of these movies. They just don't give a fairy rest behind. Okay? The studios are thinking that they're in the, I'm going to use the most common phrase that's used now, in the Mr. Beast games. They're just waiting for one of them to get picked off, and then they think that they're going to win the big prize, which is all of the audience is going to lean towards Marvel. Right? Let's just put it that way. Because right now they're just thinking that DC is a competition. Right? So this is a competitive sport. Okay? Are you following me? You got me? Okay. I know, and I feel that this is more shark infested than anything else, but, I don't think this genre is going anywhere. What's going to happen if James Gunn's Superman fails? Do you think that Batman's going to disappear and there's going to be never a Superman or anything like that, or a Wonder? No, that's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen, most likely, okay, is that somehow, some way, Disney is going to try to acquire the DC IP. Okay? They're just sitting back and waiting and laughing because they're saying to themselves, hey, you tried. Because at first they were a competition, DC, right? Because they tried to compete with Marvel with the whole phase 3, phase 1 and 2, and then they rolled out whatever the hell they did for DC in the middle of all this. And they failed, DC, obviously, which is why now they're kind of watching out to see what James Gunn's do, because they took James Gunn from Marvel to DC. So there could be a competition there, and DC is just waiting. I'm sorry, Marvel is just waiting at the sideline, waiting to see what happens. If this fails, I guarantee you that Disney is going to be like, come to daddy. Come to daddy. I'm going to buy you out. We're going to fix this. We're going to take this IP and we're going to do it right. Because there's a lot of money in this. I don't know if you're aware of that. Even if when there's a box office failure, if they stop putting all the stupid money into the stupid things that they're trying to do instead of creating a real story, there's still a lot of money to make in this genre. Now, it may go away like the Westerns in the olden days, maybe. But we're in a much different place than what the Westerns were, okay? Now, the only way I see this changing is if there is an actual world-changing event that happens to us. And I'm not talking about another lockdown situation. I'm talking about a meteor hitting us and we just forget about making movies completely. Why? Because what else do we have? Have you seen what's out there? Have you? It's half. I'm going to tell you, this is sad. Most of the movies that are out there could be just put on streaming and I'll be just happy as a monkey in a banana tree to watch it. I may not enjoy it, but I'm paying for streaming. So it's not even worth me going to the movie theater to watch. I've already touched upon how I felt about this in my James Gunn movie, Superman, yesterday. Okay? They're not quality movies that maybe would, if it would have been $3 a ticket in my day, it would be going there to watch. Because let me tell you, streaming is not cheap either. Hello? It's like $14, $11. I think Netflix is actually increasing their prices again, which why I canceled it a year ago. Okay? So I'm not even half. I'm going to tell you, even when I looked at the Oscars list, I was like, yeah, no, I don't need to go to the movie to see that. So that's that. Put that over there. Okay. So now we're getting into this new phase. So I have a few questions because my friends who have ignored me when I rant and rave, or they have asked me legitimate questions when they even try to understand when they come to my house, why is this show on, and try to watch it and they don't understand. I don't know how to answer it. And I'm talking about Marvel. Okay. So somewhere in Endgame, because Infinity Wars was before Endgame, I believe that this guy said to Iron Man and Doctor Strange that in the earth, beginning of time, the Big Bang happened and 6 of the stones were thrown across the universe, which are now paperweights. Okay. We didn't know that then. We watched it. Got it. Perfect. Okay. Loki comes, changes that dynamic. Now there's a multiverse. Okay. Now, can we get into the Eternals, which I think is not coming back anymore? Okay. So you have he who shall not be named, who's controlling the multiverse or universe or whatever the hell is he's doing. Okay. The stones mean diddly squat. So the Big Bang blew up. So those stones don't mean crap. Okay. And I'm putting my fingers because I'm counting, and I may put some animations here. Okay. So now you have the Eternals, which, God help me, I tried watching 3 times. Okay. The Eternals are, I believe, robots, androids. There's a difference. I'm going to say androids, maybe robots. Created by this maniac, right? Who, in theory, left this thing, big hand, somewhere in the middle of the ocean that no one's telling me what the hell is going on there, right? Like, nobody sees it. Is it an invisible hand? Is it only that we can see it and nobody else can see it? I don't know. And do they answer the question in the movie? No, they make more questions. So I need to understand this, okay? If this guy is leaving these things in the ocean so they can be born, destroy that planet that they are born in, if I'm understanding this correctly, okay? And these robots, androids, whatever the hell they are there to make sure that this thing emerges so they can kill the planet, right? So when in the movie said that they did not want the earth to die because they saw what happened with Thanos, this guy, who, from what I understand, is a subset relation to these people or robots, right? He's, I think, somewhere on a family tree. Okay? And remember, we have the TBA and the he who has not remained, okay? Controlling all this, in theory. When Thanos was trying to destroy the very earth that this hand is sticking out of to emerge, wouldn't this guy be upset with his family relation Thanos, who wants to destroy the earth? And he's not only he's destroying other planets, which, by the way, means that this thing, who has said in the movie, I believe, that this is what they do to all the planets, right? Okay. Wouldn't he be upset that Thanos is trying to kill the planet that needs to have the emergence? And if that's the case, wouldn't the TVA or the he who has not remained be doing something about it? Or because the TVA said that this is the way it's supposed to go, and I don't understand. What is supposed to go where? Please help me. Because from the ending of the Eternals, if I'm understanding this correctly, the robots were sucked into this guy, and they're going to determine if Earth is worth saving. But for what? Because at the end of the day, who controls any of this? I don't know. I tried to make a map and I failed miserably. Because if you don't have a Big Bang, you don't have the stones, you have Thanos running around as a subset of the androids or family who wants to destroy the planets that these emergence hands sticking out in the water are supposed to be emerging and destroying the planets so they can go ahead and make more planets. But Thanos is running around like a chicken without a head trying to kill the planets behind them. Finally, he got in front of them, I think. Shouldn't someone in this group of crazy should be doing something about it? Because if I understand correctly in the Eternals, the robots were not allowed to participate in the Thanos Endgame because they have to sit in the sidelines. So what would have happened if Thanos would have destroyed the Earth? Do they just pop back into the rockets and they just disappear? Or do they, like, the only thing standing left in the whole thing, and then they just watch this whole thing go down until Big Daddy Kane up here comes down and, you know, pisses off Thanos and shoots him? What was the plan? And how does Kang fit into this? Okay, so those are the those are the questions, just general audience questions, because we're getting into Doomsday. How does the TVA work on that? Who is Doomsday? And I mean that seriously. I know he's a big bad threat. I also know that Kang was a big bad threat, and he's gone. And it's not because the storyline is gone; it's because the actor, right? Okay, great. So I want to understand how all of this meshes into creating the universe, creating the storyline. And of course, this is all writing. This is all fictional, right? So this is all bullshit. But when you are trying to create a storyline for people to try to follow that are not fans, who will rip you into a million pieces like a monkey on a banana tree, okay? Because your flow is flowing in directions that doesn't even make sense for the comic books, okay? I want to understand this because at the end of the day, if I go into Loki season 2, all of this is being held up by Loki being a tree. Now, is he a tree? What's going on with Loki? Is he not coming back? So now he's the tree of life? Is the tree of the multiverse? So what came first? He who doesn't remain? The soul stones or the stones? The Big Bang? Eternals? The tree? What? Where? And, you know, this falls into the multiverse with Doctor Strange, who left me with 3 eyes at the end of the movie and some, you know, traveling woman, Charlize Theron. And I don't even know if he's coming back or if that storyline is going to be anywhere resolved. I just feel like there's like a bunch of multiverse open-ended questions that who can generally find a common thread on these things and understand that sometimes the comic book doesn't transfer well into screen, and I understand that they can change things, but I don't think this is a change thing. I think this is, I feel like like 18 different people took over the roles and they just went crazy and they left a bunch of holes because I don't even understand what's happening. How am I supposed to go into Doomsday? What am I supposed to expect? And can I talk about Doomsday for 2 seconds? I love Robert Downey Jr. I'm so happy that he got recognition. I was a fan of him when he was in the Brat Pack in the 80s and, followed him whilst he, the descent to drugs and things like that, great. But I just have one question. Did all the actors in the entire world just stop acting and he's the only one that could take on this role? Now, I'm not to say that he won't do a great job. He might do a great job. This might just kick it off and be wonderful. I like him. I liked him as Iron Man. He's the only reason why I watched the movie. I'm serious. If he was not that actor and maybe somebody else that was not that great, that whole group would have not. He has that quickness, that sarcasm that I like in a guy, in a person, and he really made the role his, right? Okay, great. I'm okay with him coming back as Doomsday as long as there's some sort of understanding that somebody needs to recognize him because this is not the comics, right? I think. I don't know, does it happen in the comics? Can someone? I've tried. I've tried to follow people who are fans. Their rants, some of them are not ranting, they're trying to explain, they give you detailed explanation. I am lost. Because I don't know who is controlling what. We have a tree. We have the multiverse. We have some family member of Thanos who still is trying to find out if we are worthy to be saved. We have a hand still sticking out in the water somewhere. We have androids. We have Doctor Doom coming. We have a Planet of Wars, and I believe like maybe 2 other actors are coming. I think Chris Evans is coming back and Black Widow is coming back. I don't know. So, as a general audience, this is what these questions are. This is what happens when, first of all, you try to grab everything, put it in a mixing bowl, and hope that everybody enjoys the same meal. I'm going to be very clear on this. Okay? Stop pissing off the fans. Stop it. Because if it wasn't for them, the general audience most likely would not be interested in these movies. Okay? So first you need to understand the fans. You need to write for the fans. You need to make sense, right? Because at the end of the day, us, the general audience, have to live with these people. Whether it's your family member, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, love affair, YouTube commentators, whatever the hell it is. We suffer because on top of the fact that we don't understand what's happening, they are upset and they don't want this to happen. So can you stop and first focus on the fans? Because if you build it, the rest will come. Right? That's the tagline. But when you try to throw things out there and you think the general audience is going to come in and be like, oh yeah, that's great. No, it's not going to happen. And that's what happened to the streaming movies or TV shows where the fans were like, no, same right. The general audience was like, yeah, if my husband's not going to watch it, I'm sure the hell not going to put it on. Right? Or if my husband or my girlfriend is not going to drag me to the theater to watch this thing, I'm not going to go and watch it. So it's a trickle-down effect. So I need someone to please explain to me as if I am just getting into this, what the hell was happening after Endgame. I want to understand the stones, the Big Bang, the robots, Thanos and his crazy family, the Eternals, which are the robots. I want to understand why Loki is a tree now that's pulling this all together. And what happens if the tree dies? I understand the multiverse dies, which doesn't play into, isn't that what Thanos' crazy family is trying to do? Like they go planet by planet and then he goes planet by planet. So does that mean everything dies? And these are the general audience questions, people. I am not going to come here and do what everybody else does anymore and try to explain movies, because I've done that in my playlists, which are shows that and movies that I've enjoyed, that I can understand and I can write my explanation or give you my take on these shows. But this, I have no idea what the hell's going on. So I'm not going to play that. I'm coming in and I'm asking serious questions here. Because if I'm stuck with this genre, which we are, be in denial. Because I'm telling you, don't be surprised if in 10 years you'll see DC in Disney Plus, because they're trying to take over the world. I don't know if you know that, okay? At least this world, the 616. And I say that only because I remember that from Doctor Strange. We're in 616, okay? And they're waiting, chomping at the bit to see what's going to happen with DC. And they're not going to stop. Because this is now officially not just a genre, it is an entire studio connected to Disney. It's going to take nothing short. And even if, let's say, Marvel fails in Doomsday, they're going to figure out a way to fix it. They're not going to stop. Because there's nothing else out there. Animation, dead. Who's watching it? Every once in a while, I throw a movie out there. Okay, whatever. Romance? Stick that on streaming. Who wants to go see a romance movie? There's nothing interesting there. And I'm just saying this because this is what's happening. Action movies? Maybe. Maybe an action movie. You know, Fast and the Furious, which is like the 10th tier of superhero movies because they do things that are just unnatural. For anybody. Okay? That might grab a few people. Maybe car races will come back. I don't know. But this... Well, if you're going to ask me to invest my time again, I'm going to need some general audience questions answered and some sort of map to understand what is happening. And this is how my friends talk to me, and they ask me questions because they're not going to watch the shows, but they see me watching it and they ask me, and I look like a dumb ding dong because I don't even understand what's going on. I just put it on because it's on. So thank you. If you are able to explain this to me, I appreciate you. Thank you everyone that watched my video yesterday. Obviously, it's picking up traction. I think people like my live version. I want to keep telling you that I'm real. My beautiful AI assistant will be making an appearance again when I do more reviews on breaking down shows, because it's a lot easier because it's scripted and I can remember things that I sometimes don't remember in these videos. So, one, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Hit that bell notification. Thank you for liking. And if you leave a comment, trust me, I'm going to answer you. But I appreciate everyone. And really, seriously, just help me out a little bit so I can have a working conversation and try to break this down to my friends. I appreciate your time. Again, I'm Lena. Welcome to Timeless New York. This is my personality. I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed Sunday, Groundhog's Day. Thank you. Goodbye. Mwah.